Am I the asshole for telling my dad the only fix to our family issues was for him to leave my stepmom and not adopt her kids and to keep it just— I'm a 22-year-old male and my dad is 50. Just over 12 years ago, my mom, my 11-year-old brother and my 4-year-old sister passed away in a car accident. I have a busted knee and a face full of scars from the accident. Dad somehow walked away unscathed. Within a year, he started dating a woman who would eventually become his wife. 9 months after they started dating, she moved in with him. They married 2.5 years after the accident, and shortly after they adopted his wife's 2 kids. The offer was extended for me to be adopted as well, but I said no. As a teenager, I stayed out late a lot and avoided his house like the plague. I would go sit somewhere else rather than be around them, and I didn't tell Dad things going on in my life. I was extremely angry at Dad for replacing my mom and siblings. He became a dad to the 2 girls that were not his. He gave them my sister's old toys. He took family photos and replaced them with photos of his new family, looking extremely unhappy. In some of the photos were my stepsis and stepmom. Others just had his new family. None of them had our family. When I turned 18, I moved in with a friend for 7 months before we got a place of our own together, and I rarely answered Dad's calls or texts. For the last 4 years, I've been seeing a therapist because of the trauma I experienced from the loss of my family. Dad finally reached out and asked if I'd go to family therapy with him. He said he was worried that we'd never be close again because of how much Ivy resisted him becoming part of my life. He wanted to work on our relationship and communication. I agreed and went. I told him I was willing to try, but I was resistant to including anyone else. He understood and said that while he'd love for us to include his wife, he wouldn't push it if I didn't want to. In the first session, I told him I felt like he replaced my mom and siblings when I told him that's how it felt to me, and I never got used to it or grew to accept it. I admitted I didn't want to see it, so I left as soon as I could. I told him all the things that made me feel that way. He cried before I could even finish. He apologized and said he was sorry that he had done a better job of making sure I was okay and that he didn't find out how I felt as these things happened. He owned up to the fact that he threw himself into it because he was in so much pain that he just wanted to focus on joy, and did unconsider the fact that I would get joy from it too. He also said he didn't realize that I wanted to be kept out of it. But he told me he would never regret adopting the girls because he loved them, and they had no dad figure in their lives. He said he would regret not getting us therapy sooner, and that he would always regret not being able to find a way for us all to be a family now because he hates that I want to be kept out of it. He told me he was sorry and he'd do whatever it takes to earn back my trust and have us rebuild our relationship. But he doesn't want me to try and build one with his wife. He said he understands if I never want to accept her. So I guess I have to decide if I want to accept her and his daughters. Am I the asshole for telling him that the only fix was to leave my stepmom and not adopt her kids and to keep it just us?